So video 5 of my blog, super longest vlog, but like I said, I gotta break it in half because like YouTube won't upload videos good at all like they used to, and neither will Instagram or Facebook. They're so slow. They literally sometimes take all day to like upload, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I have an iPhone 8 Plus, so it should work good, and our Wi-Fi is decent because we live in the country, so sometimes it's spotty and sometimes it's good. So, but I'm like, oh. But anyways, another thing I was thinking that I wanted to add on my blog videos before I forget, because I've been wanting to mention it in my blog videos, is Christian camps. Like, oh my gosh, I went to Salvation Army camp, which I was a Salvation Army girl, and it was Christian. And then I went to my church Christian camp when I went to Victory Life Center in Modesto, California. That's the church that when I was like when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I accepted the Lord Jesus with Pastor Jerry Quillen, and he's still healthy and doing good, and the church is still open. So that's my original church, and I always love Jerry Quillen. And but I went to Christian camp from that church twice for little kids. Of course, I was a kid back then. I was like 7, 8, and 9 when I went to camp. When I went to Salvation Army camp, which is Christian camp, and then my actual church's camp that they sent us to, up past Sonora and whatnot, up the mountains that way. But oh my gosh, I always wanted to mention those were like the best times of my life. Like when I think childhood, someone thinks, Sally, I'll throw it for you. She wants me to throw the ball for her. But when I think, what is your favorite childhood memories? That is like literally like the only thing I could think of, like the most. But like I had good memories and whatnot too also. But I'm like, that is my favorite. Like I loved it. Like bam, like the Salvation Army camp, it was just like so much fun. I loved it. And two, that's when nature was beautiful and they didn't burn to the ground like they do nowadays. Now it's 2020 and our forest is all burned and it don't even smell. We have so much smog and smoke and etc. It killed the forest. Like it's not as beautiful as it was when I was a kid back in 1999. That's when the forest is still beautiful and full of creatures. Now the creatures are not even really there. There's some deer, and that's kind of barely anything because everybody scared them off, so they all left to Canada. Literally. Or they're just going extinct around here. But yeah, like Christian camp was like the best childhood memories ever. I just had so much fun. We'd sing around the campfire Christian songs. We did like skits and plays. And then it was just so many good memories. We actually seen a bear. Was that the Salvation Army camp or Christian camp? Christian camp. So the one I went to with my church, Victory Life Center. We seen a bear because somebody forgot to take out the trash. So a bear came, and obviously had to be a black bear, they say, because brown bears haven't been in California in forever. They killed them all or scared them to Alaska and Canada and whatnot. Sorry, in Canada I'm thinking. But yeah, so a bear came outside our dorm, our wooden little shack dorm that we were in, all us girls were sleeping, like all 7 of us. And like I was lonely, no one could be my friend. It sucked. But I still enjoyed it anyways, but I was all by myself on the bottom bunk. I loved always sleeping on the bottom bunk. I hate top bunk. But I was always on the bottom bunk. I was right behind the door. So I was thinking, if the bear comes in, hopefully he opens the door, and then I'm like gonna hide over here and then run out the door. Or I'm gonna be the first one to get eaten, either or, because I'm like right behind the door when the door would open. So I'm like, that's super funny. But yeah, so the bear came and he took the trash can with him. He literally just took it with him. He's like, okay. And then later the next day they found the trash can and it was pretty much empty. Well, just wrappers. And yeah, he dragged it a long way away. And it was so funny but after that they locked all the trash cans because obviously they could have killed us kids. So I was like, oh my gosh. I loved swimming at camp. At Christian camp we would do art. We would have groups, so like if you did things, like you'd get points, and like you'd be like the first person to leave dinner or breakfast, go have fun on free time. Usually Salvation Army and Christian camp both had like an hour free time, so we could swim, we could go for a bike ride, go for a hike, but obviously they'd be supervising us, the leaders or the camp workers, whatever. But oh, those are the best memories. Those 3 years of going to Christian camp, Salvation Army, and like I said, church camp. the other 2 years, oh, best times in my life. So much fun. It took a while to meet anybody or meet any friends. Like I said, I was mostly just a loner. I would be nice and like talk to people, but just no one wanted to be my friend. So it was super hard. That's always, that's why I struggled with suicide throughout my life, because I was like, I don't understand why no one wanted to hang out with me, but I still loved it. And I ended up meeting people eventually, or at least have someone to talk to, but I still loved it. I would talk to God and just go on little walks anyways and whatnot, and it'd just be like, those are the funnest times of my whole life. I only got sick once at Salvation Army Camp because I forgot that I can't go on a swing or tire swing. I'm really bad at motion sickness. And I went on a tire swing with some girls one day that were playing. We weren't friends because, like I said, I was kind of lonely. But they actually let me play. So I was on the tire swing and I forgot I can't spin, and they spun way a lot. And I ended up getting really sick. I ended up getting so sick that I passed out, and I think I threw up. So I had to spend the night right there on that day, at least, with the nurse. And the nurse was Chinese, and she gave me some like soup for my stomach because I had nausea, and like boom, it got better. So I don't know if I had to spend the night. I don't think I did. Yeah, they had to just make sure that I was good, and then they got to send me back to the dorm so I could go to sleep. But I was like, whew. But I loved it. And it's so funny because at Christian Camp is when I learned how to swim. Because I was like, I don't know how to swim, and then they teach you. So it was like super awesome at the Christian Camp, not the Salvation Army Christian Camp that I went to. But yeah, it was so much fun. Those memories, I can like remember everything from Christian Camp for those 3 years. I think, like I said, I think I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and 9 years old. So, hold on. So, 1997, 1998, and 1999, when I was a kid, of the years. And those were like the best, favorite memories. I loved the Lord, and I loved praise and worship every morning, and we'd read Bibles, have Bible class and Bible study for an hour, and like I said, free time for an hour, and then after that they'd just like have things set up for us, like we go on hikes and walks. And that too at Christian Camp was the first time in my life that we went on a night hike, and we went on this tower thingy, and we seen the stars. And that is like the first time in my whole life too that I seen like 1 billion stars, like literally. And like I said, it was back in the 90s, so the late 90s, but so it wasn't as polluted and crazy as 2020. Now we can barely see any stars. There is so much smog, and sadly, etc., that right now it's cloudy because of like it's cold today. But there's so much smog nowadays. It's sad that you cannot even see the stars like I did back then. Like right there, it was like amazing to me. I was just like marveled. I was like, there's like 1 billion stars in there. It was gorgeous. They were twinkling, and then even if I take my baby boy, he's not going to see it like that because, like I said, so much pollution, so much. It's 2020, and that was 1998 and 1997. So the sky ain't as clear and as beautiful as it was right there, at least. It was bad still, but not as bad as now. Now we're suffocating the earth. The earth is going to die anyways. Even if people are atheists and don't believe in God, that he's coming, and people are going to heaven that believe and trust in the Lord Jesus, that try to be righteous and be good, and people who are evil or murderers or baby killers, like abortion, etc., that they are going to be left behind with their master Satan, because there's either good or evil, and you have to, it's one or the other. Just like a superhero movie, good or evil, there's only those two options. But like I forgot what I was thinking. Have pregnant brain, shut up. Because Sally distracted me. But yeah, so camps were so amazing. I love them so much. It was, like I said, the stars. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, the stars. It was just billions of stars, and I was just so marveled. It was gorgeous. And besides that, like sitting around a campfire at nighttime, having marshmallows and singing Christian songs when they weren't teachers, but workers for the camp were like play guitar, I'd be like, best time of my childhood. Loved it so much. And other good memories I have too. is like watching Courage with my stepsister Francine. Me and her are not. I haven't talked to her in years because she doesn't want to, and she has 2 daughters, and I haven't seen her in years. But anyways, when she was little, at least, yeah, we'd watch Courage the Cowardly Dog show together, and SpongeBob, and we'd eat popcorn with Louisiana hot sauce. Where it's holy, because her mom's like Mexican, so we'd have that, or we'd have lemon juice with lemon and ice and salt instead of sugar, because that's the Mexican way to do it. But yeah, it's just good memories. And Lucas, oh my gosh, remember Lucas before it went like illegal and they don't sell it anymore? Because like kids would choke on the powder because it's really bad for you. It's like spices and you're pretty much eating salt. Lucas was. But I used to love Lucas. I used to love getting the snow cone ice creams and a bag of hot Cheetos and a Pepsi. Oh, those are good memories too. We lived right next to a store, like I said, on the west side of Modesto. So I would always love getting my hot Cheetos. Oh, I loved hot Cheetos. That's what I mean. I've been eating hot Cheetos since I was like 7. So I love hot Cheetos. And like being pregnant, obviously I've only eaten like two small bags, because obviously I don't want to eat spice or anything or hurt my stomach for my son. But yeah, I've been eating hot Cheetos. I'm 30 years old right now in 2020. And like I said, I've been eating hot Cheetos since like 1997. Oh, I always loved hot Cheetos in the late 90s when I was like 7 and 8, 9, 1997, 1998. Hot Cheetos and candy. I love always Snickers and Lucas. Like that was my jam. That right there is the 90s. West Side baby, half Mexican girl like I am. Yeah, so super funny. Good memories. But yeah, I've always loved being with my mommy. Me and my mommy would always have pizza together. We'd always get Pizza Hut pizza with my sister Francine and my brother Terry. We'd always have our pizza as a treat. We'd always have spaghetti all the time because that was bulgy, so it'd feed us all. And oh, I loved when my stepmom would make weenie stew for us, because she makes weenie stew is hot dogs, potatoes, and tomato sauce cooked with onions and pepper, and it's just the best. It's yummy. I haven't had it in years, in like a year or 2 now, but I'm like, it's yummy if you never had that before. We used to have that too all the time in the 90s. The good stuff.